Let me ask you a question that will determine the rest of your financial future. Have you ever seen $1 million in your mind? I don't mean glanced at it in a fleeting daydream. I mean truly seen it, felt it, counted it, moved it, shaped it into something tangible with your imagination so vividly that your hands could almost touch the weight of those bills. If the answer is no, I'll be frank, you've been walking blind in the game of wealth. Money is not born in your wallet. It is conceived first in your thoughts. If your mind cannot carry the image of abundance, your hands will never carry the substance. That's not philosophy. That's law, and you must start treating it as such. You see, before I became the world's first billionaire, I was just another clerk behind a desk in Cleveland, Ohio. I wasn't born rich. I wasn't handed a golden key. But from a young age, I carried a vault inside my imagination. I saw transactions I hadn't yet made. I reviewed ledgers I didn't yet own. I walked through buildings I hadn't yet built. And I never questioned whether these visions were too large for someone like me. Why? Because I understood something. Most people never will. Money is obedient to a disciplined vision. You must understand, the wealth you want is waiting for permission, and that permission can only be granted by your imagination. But here's the twist. Your imagination must be led. It must be trained. You don't let it wander like a foolish child. You harness it like a craftsman with a blueprint. Every morning before I touched a dollar, I touched the future in my mind. I would sit quietly and see my goals not as hopes, but as completed facts. Not as maybe one day, but as this has already happened. That is the discipline I'm passing to you today. Because if you continue to allow the poverty of your past to shape the picture in your head, you will keep receiving its reflection in your bank account. I want you to understand something deeper than motivation. I want you to grasp authority. You are not a beggar. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. You are an architect. But you have been building without a drawing. That ends now. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you expect. Expectation is a muscle of the imagination. If your vision is vague, your results will be invisible. But if your vision is sharp, relentlessly detailed, reviewed daily, infused with belief, then reality has no choice but to follow. Because wealth is not magic, it is magnetism. I built an empire not by luck, but by principle. I operated every day under the unshakable belief that value multiplies under structure, and structure begins inside. Let me give you the first structure. Right now, see money working for you. Don't just imagine having it, imagine deploying it. Visualize buying time, buying teams, buying leverage. See yourself using capital with intelligence. Don't see yourself shopping. See yourself scaling. Don't see luxury strategy. Train your mind to associate wealth not with consumption, but with creation. That's what most people never understand. They think money is a tool for pleasure. I knew from the beginning it is a weapon for dominion. You must use it to occupy territory, to gain influence, to fortify your position in life. And you can only do that if your imagination is conditioned for conquest. Now, let me bring this even closer to your life. If you're in debt, it's because your inner world still holds the image of scarcity. If you're stuck in the same job, it's because you haven't yet seen yourself elsewhere with conviction. If your business is stagnant, it's because your mental movie is outdated. You are projecting old reels and hoping for new results. That ends now. Starting today, you will begin every morning with 5 minutes of vivid mental rehearsal. Not hope, not fantasy, rehearsal. You will see the balance in your account. You will hear the conversations with clients. You will walk through your business decisions before they occur. You will script the details of your progress like a director preparing a film. Why? Because the subconscious obeys clarity. And wealth obeys the subconscious. You must master the image before you master the income. That's the Rockefeller method. That's the empire method. People often asked me, how did you handle such pressure, such scrutiny? The answer was simple. I had already succeeded 1,000 times in my mind before the world ever saw a dollar. So, when the storms came, they were merely delays, not defeats. And that, my friend, is the power I want you to have. You will no longer wait for your environment to change before you believe. You will believe, and the environment will follow. This is not delusion. This is design. Now, let me make something clear. Vision without discipline is self-deception. You cannot merely imagine and then return to a lazy, distracted life. No, the imagination is the compass. The habits are the vehicle, and every dollar that enters your life must be stewarded like a soldier in an army. Count it, direct it, command it, do not let it wander. I recorded every cent I earned as a boy. I tracked every penny, not because I loved money, but because I respected the seed. And that habit trained my mind to think like an investor, not a consumer. So, if you want to change your future, start by managing the little that you have with militant precision, because wealth flows toward order. Let me repeat that again: wealth flows toward order. And order begins in the imagination. I want you to do something right now. After this session, I want you to sit down in silence and write down, in detail, the financial life you expect to create. Not wish, expect. How much do you earn per month? What do you do with it? What is the net worth of your company? Who do you serve? Where do you live? What does your daily decision-making look like? Do not filter it through your current reality. Project it through your eternal vision. Then rehearse it every day, like your life depends on it, because it does. Now that you've committed to shaping a clear image of your financial future, the next step is discipline over your thoughts, your actions, and above all, your emotions. Wealth is not just about how much you earn, but about how well you govern yourself when the winds of doubt and fear blow hard against your ambitions. In my own journey, I learned that control over one's emotions is the bedrock upon which all lasting wealth is built. When others panic, I stayed calm. When they rushed to sell, I bought quietly. When the world doubted, I doubled down on my conviction. This was no accident, it was a habit forged in the fires of relentless self-mastery. Markets will test you. The world will challenge you. People will criticize and doubt your vision. If your internal world is unsteady, you will be swept away like driftwood in a storm. But if you cultivate an iron will and steady heart, you will stand unmoved. Your imagination will then be more than a dream, it will be an anchor. I never allowed a passing fear or momentary failure to cloud my long-term vision. I was patient, relentless, and uncompromising in my focus. This is the same power I want to instill in you. Remember, the enemy of your vision is distraction and impulse. Wealth does not arrive through wild swings of emotion or reckless decisions. It arrives through steady, calculated moves. Your imagination must be matched by your discipline. When I began in business, I did not chase every opportunity. I learned to say no. I learned to specialize and dominate one sector fully before expanding. This strategic patience allowed me to build an empire from a single seed, not scatter my resources like the wind. You must build the same mindset. Be ruthless in cutting away what does not serve your goals. Say no to tempting distractions. Say no to short-term pleasures that undermine your long-term abundance. Say no to the noisy voices of doubt, including the one inside your own head that questions your worth. That takes courage to own your vision fully. It takes courage to live daily with the certainty that your imagined wealth will manifest. But the courage is built step by step through the repetition of disciplined habits. Start each day by revisiting your vision. See it in your mind's eye with as much detail as possible. Feel the emotions of having achieved it. Then carry that feeling into every decision you make. Be vigilant about your money. Track every dollar. I kept meticulous ledgers from my youth until my last days. This practice grounded me. It taught me respect for every penny, because every penny is a soldier in your wealth-building army. Invest wisely. Do not buy fleeting status symbols. Buy assets that build your kingdom businesses, real estate, stocks, in companies you understand. Every dollar must be given a purpose, a mission to multiply and expand. And always remember the moral foundation of wealth. My faith was never separate from my business. I believed that wealth is a stewardship. It carries a responsibility to uplift others and to leave a legacy beyond the ledger. Generosity and simplicity are not contradictions but the pillars of enduring wealth. Be generous in your charity, but frugal in your personal habits. Wealth that is flaunted quickly vanishes. Wealth that is respected, managed, and used to serve will grow beyond your wildest imagination. You must also surround yourself with people who raise your standards. I sought out those better than me. Their influence shaped me. Your circle will define the boundaries of your imagination and the scale of your ambition. Choose carefully. Your imagination is your blueprint. Your discipline is your construction crew. Your community is your support system. Together, they will build a fortress no storm can topple. Now, I want to ask you, what fears still bind your imagination? What doubts still cloud your vision? Speak them out loud. Naming your fears is the first step to conquering them. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey. Every setback is a lesson disguised as adversity. In the face of these trials, your imagination must remain unwavering. Visualize yourself not only surviving hardship but thriving because of it. I faced many storms in business, economic crashes, ruthless competition, public criticism, but I always emerged stronger because my vision was bigger than my setbacks. This resilience is not magic. It is cultivated. It is chosen. Choose today to live as if your wealth is already real. Walk, talk, and think as a person who commands abundance. This is mental engineering, the shaping of your future with the tools of thought and action. You may wonder, how do I keep this fire alive every day? The answer is ritual. Create a morning routine that anchors you in your vision and discipline. Recite your goals. Review your financial plans. Meditate on your purpose. Take small, decisive actions toward your goals. Consistency beats intensity every time. Wealth is the sum of small, disciplined actions repeated daily over years. This is the secret no one tells you, that wealth is patience applied. So commit now to your ritual. Commit to your imagination. Commit to your discipline. And as you do, know that you are not alone. Thousands before you have walked this path, and thousands will walk it after you. The difference lies in how fiercely you hold your vision, and how rigorously you live it. In this moment, I want you to feel the weight of your own potential. This is not a fleeting feeling. This is your future, demanding your attention and your command. The door to your future is open. Your imagination holds the key. Turn it in the lock and step forward with faith, clarity, and unstoppable resolve. When I look back on the road I traveled, I realize that the greatest wealth I ever acquired was the wealth of character. Money without character is like a ship without a rudder, directionless and doomed to drift. It is easy to amass riches, but far more difficult to keep them and make them serve a higher purpose. That is why I insist that you build your inner fortress first. Your character must be the foundation, your unwavering guide in the tempestuous seas of business and life. You will face temptations that challenge your integrity, opportunities that appear profitable but come at the cost of your principles, decisions that test your patience, your honesty, your generosity. Stand firm. Wealth built on compromise is brittle and will shatter under pressure. I learned early that reputation is the most valuable currency. It is harder to earn than money and easier to lose. Guard it jealously. Speak little, listen much. Let your actions shout louder than your words. Discipline in speech is discipline in thought. I rarely criticized others openly. The business world is rife with envy and misinformation. The wise man does not waste his energy feeding the fires of gossip or anger. Instead, He focuses on his own work, his own progress, his own vision. Simplicity is another pillar of strength. Despite my wealth, I lived simply. I did not dress extravagantly nor waste resources on frivolous displays. This is not a call to asceticism, but to respect for the value of your resources. Every dollar saved is a soldier for your future. Every unnecessary expense is a wound to your army. Patience is your most powerful weapon. Wealth is a slow-burning fire, not a lightning strike. The man who tries to force results through impatience and greed often loses everything he has built. The wise man nurtures his fortune carefully, like a gardener tending rare plants. Let me share with you a lesson many do not understand. Crisis is opportunity in disguise. Every economic downturn, every market collapse, every challenge has hidden within it the seeds of great fortune. I grew my empire during times others fled. Why? Because I saw what others did not. I saw beyond the panic to the underlying value. You must develop this vision. When others are fearful, you must be courageous. When others doubt, you must believe. This does not mean recklessness. It means measured risk, guided by data and principle. You do not gamble. You invest intelligently. To do this, cultivate a mind of analysis and adaptability. Gather information. Study your industry. Know your competitors better than they know themselves. But do not be rigid. The marketplace changes, and those who refuse to adapt perish. Be like water fluid, relentless and unstoppable. In every negotiation, be strategic. Know what you want before you enter the room. Listen more than you speak. Understand the needs and fears of the other party. Offer solutions that create mutual benefit. This is how alliances are forged and empires built. Never lose sight of your purpose. Wealth without purpose is hollow. What will you build with your riches? How will you serve others? How will you leave the world better than you found it? My faith taught me that wealth is a trust, a sacred duty. I gave generously and strategically, creating institutions that would outlast me and continue to serve humanity. Your legacy is not just dollars left behind, but the impact you create as you walk this path. Hold fast to humility. Pride blinds. Arrogance destroys. Know that every success is a stepping stone, not a destination. The pursuit of excellence is never complete. And remember, you are not defined by your past mistakes or current limitations. Every day is a new opportunity to shape your destiny. The man who perseveres, who learns, who grows, will rise above any circumstance. So, I challenge you, take the next step. Apply these principles, discipline your mind, strengthen your character, harness your imagination. Build your vision with clarity and faith. And never, ever lose your resolve. The journey of wealth is not easy, but it is the greatest adventure. You can embark on it, will test you, teach you, transform you. And in the end, it will give you something far beyond mania, life of purpose, power, and peace. The path to true wealth is not found in grand gestures or fleeting moments of fortune. It is found in the quiet, unglamorous daily commitments you make when no one is watching. This is the discipline that compounds into empires. I built mine by honoring the small things, tracking every penny, respecting every partner, rising early, and working late. The work that seems insignificant in the moment is the foundation of lasting success. Let me be clear, this is no quick fix. Wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. You will not wake up rich overnight. You will not be handed success on a silver platter. But if you dedicate yourself to consistency, every day, every week, every year, you will move steadily closer to your vision. This is a truth that those who rush will never understand. Now, I want to speak frankly about failure. You will encounter it. I have faced my share business deals gone wrong, markets crashing, public opinion turning against me. Failure is not a sign you are defeated. It is a necessary teacher on the road to mastery. It is the clearing in the forest that lets sunlight reach the new growth. When you fall, do not lie there and despair. Learn from it. Adjust your course, and rise again stronger, wiser, and more determined. Remember, the men who achieve greatness are those who refuse to be broken by setbacks. They see failure not as a final destination, but as a detour on the journey. This mindset is critical. You must develop the resilience to keep moving forward when the world seems to conspire against you. In business, reputation and trust are your most valuable currencies. I often said that my most prized asset was my good name. Money can be lost and regained, but trust, once broken, is hard to restore. Protect it fiercely by acting with honesty and fairness, even when it is costly. The wise man knows that integrity is the best investment he can make. It opens doors that money cannot buy and creates lasting partnerships that fuel growth. You will be tempted, more than once, to cut corners or compromise your values for quick gain. Resist this temptation. Those shortcuts lead to ruin. Build your empire on solid ground, with principles as your pillars. Wealth that is gained at the expense of character is brittle and will crumble under pressure. If you want riches that lasts beyond your lifetime, you must build on the foundation of righteousness. Simplicity is another pillar of strength. Despite the vast wealth I accumulated, I lived simply. Modesty guards the mind from distraction and waste. It keeps your focus sharp and your decisions clear. Wealth attracts extravagance and noise if left unchecked. You must be vigilant about what you allow into your life, be it people, habits, or possessions. Simplify so you may amplify your energy and attention on what truly matters, the growth of your vision. The world today is fast and loud. Technology moves at a dizzying pace, markets shift in an instant, and countless voices clamor for your attention. Amid this noise, cultivate stillness. Take time each day for reflection, for planning, and for aligning with your purpose. A calm mind makes better decisions, and better decisions build stronger empires. Never underestimate the power of people. Surround yourself with those wiser, stronger, and more disciplined than yourself. Learn from their habits, absorb their wisdom, and let their influence shape you. Your network is the soil in which your dreams grow. Build it carefully and nurture it daily. Finally, understand that wealth is not the end, but the means. The purpose of riches is to empower you to live freely, to create boldly, to serve generously, and to leave a legacy. Your wealth should elevate your character, not inflate your ego. It should be a tool to build a life of meaning and impact, not just comfort. As you build your fortune, consider your impact on the world. Use your resources to improve lives, to create opportunities, and to support those in need. This is the true mark of greatness, the ability to convert personal success into lasting good for society. Your imagination is your blueprint, but it must be matched with action, discipline, and purpose. This is the formula that built my empire and can build yours. It is a path walked by many before you and will be walked by many after. The difference lies in how fiercely you hold your vision and how rigorously you live it. Now, I ask you, what legacy will you create with the wealth you build? How will you steward your fortune to serve not only yourself but generations to come? Think deeply on this question and let it guide your every decision. Your journey begins today. Step forward with vision, courage, and unwavering commitment. Before we close this session, I want you to reflect deeply. What one action can you take right now that your future self will thank you for? What habit can you build today that will compound into lasting wealth? Commit to it. Write it down. Act on it immediately. Your wealth is waiting not in some distant dream, but in the choices you make in this moment. Do not delay. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Remember, fortune favors the disciplined mind and the patient heart. Hold your vision steady. Work relentlessly. Serve nobly, and the wealth you imagine will become the wealth you live. Let us now address the power of persistence, the steady, relentless force that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Wealth is not granted to the faint-hearted or the easily discouraged. It is reserved for those who understand that progress is forged by unwavering determination. In my youth, I faced many moments where quitting would have been easier, where the obstacles seemed insurmountable. Yet, I held to my vision with iron resolve. I learned that success is often one step beyond the point where most give up. That is why persistence is the currency of empires. You must cultivate this quality in yourself. When your plans falter, when the market shifts unexpectedly, when critics doubt your every move, you will be tempted to abandon your course. Resist, persevere, reassess, but do not retreat. Every setback carries the seeds of a future advantage. Use your failures as stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Reflect on your losses, extract the lessons, and advance with renewed strategy and vigor. Understand this: your vision must be dynamic, flexible enough to adapt, but sturdy enough to endure. The world will not wait for your plans to unfold on a silver platter. It will challenge and demand your evolution. Now, discipline is not simply about persistence, but about smart persistence. It is about learning when to hold steady and when to pivot. It is about gathering intelligence, analyzing data, and making decisions rooted in facts, not emotion. In my time, I invested heavily in information market trends, transportation costs, competitor activities. I surrounded myself with capable advisors and trusted experts. This network of knowledge gave me the confidence to make bold moves, to negotiate from strength, and to capitalize on opportunities unseen by others. You must do the same. Become a student of your industry. Be relentless in your pursuit of knowledge. This is not a one-time effort, but a lifelong commitment. Your mind must remain sharp, your strategies continually refined. But knowledge alone is not enough. Execution is king. Ideas without action are like seeds on barren soil. You must move decisively and consistently, aligning your daily tasks with your grand vision. Let me remind you of another lesson. Money is a servant, not a master. It is a tool to be wielded with precision and care. Spend wisely, invest strategically, and always plan for the long term. Avoid debt whenever possible. Debt can enslave your vision and limit your freedom. Live within your means, even as you strive for abundance. Savings and reinvestment are the engines of growth. Many chase after the allure of immediate gratification, but true wealth demands delayed pleasure. You must master the art of sacrifice, understanding that short-term discomfort fuels long-term triumph. Equally important is the management of risk. Wealth creation is not a blind gamble. It is calculated courage. Assess your risks carefully, diversify your investments, and prepare for contingencies. I was once advised by seasoned businessmen to be cautious, to avoid the dangerous opportunities, but I learned to measure danger against potential reward, and to move boldly when the risk was justified by knowledge and conviction. Now, I speak often of faith. This is not blind optimism, but a grounded belief in your vision and the providence of hard work. My faith was my anchor in storms and my compass through uncertainty. You must nurture your faith daily. Faith in yourself, your mission, and the possibilities before you. This faith will keep you moving forward when the path is obscured and the night is darkest. Alongside faith, cultivate humility. Pride blinds and arrogance alienates. Recognize that wealth is a gift to be stewarded, not a prize to boast about. Your character and how you treat others define your true worth. Generosity must be woven into your journey. The wealthy man who hoards without giving is impoverished in spirit. Use your resources to lift others, to create opportunity, and to leave a legacy of good. Philanthropy is not only a duty, but a source of fulfillment and power. Giving back multiplies your influence and embeds your name in history for reasons beyond dollars. Finally, guard your health and vitality. Wealth is meaningless without the energy to enjoy and wield it. Discipline your body as you discipline your mind. Exercise regularly. Eat wisely. Rest sufficiently. Mental resilience flows from physical well-being. As you prepare to carry these lessons forward, remember that wealth is an ecosystem of vision, discipline, persistence, faith, and service. Neglect any part and the whole suffers. Walk forward with confidence, anchored by your imagination and propelled by relentless action. The empire you build is not just measured in dollars, but in the strength of your character and the legacy you leave. Now, as we come to the close of this mentorship, hold fast to the most important principle of all: focus. In a world full of distractions and endless noise, your ability to zero in on what truly matters, your core priorities, will define the magnitude of your success. I built my empire not by chasing every shiny opportunity, but by mastering one field at a time with relentless dedication. This disciplined focus sharpened my vision and multiplied my results beyond what many thought possible. Learn to say no to distractions, to fleeting pleasures, and to demands that pull you away from your mission. Guard your time and energy as fiercely as your capital. When your yes is reserved only for what advances your vision, it becomes a powerful force. Pair your focus with patience. Wealth never comes overnight. It is the sum of steady, incremental progress. I built Standard Oil brick by brick, reinvesting profits and expanding with precision. Your path is the same. Live simply. True wealth is not in possessions, but in freedom. The freedom that simplicity creates. It frees your mind and resources to build and create. Surround yourself with those who elevate you, challenge you, and hold you accountable. Your network shapes your mindset and your habits. Choose wisely. Above all, maintain integrity. Reputation is your most valuable currency. Conduct business with honesty, treat others with respect, and walk humbly. Trust opens doors money cannot. Never lose sight of your purpose. Wealth without meaning is empty. Reflect on your legacy. How will you use your fortune to improve lives and leave the world better? Philanthropy is the highest calling of true wealth. Giving multiplies your blessings and secures your place in history. The journey ahead is challenging, but deeply rewarding. Stand firm in your vision. Master your discipline. And move forward with unwavering resolve. Your empire awaits not in some distant future, but in the choices you make today. So now, I ask you, what one priority will you focus on this week to move your vision forward? Hold that answer clearly. Act decisively. If this message has spoken to you, subscribe to this channel for more wisdom and strategies that will sharpen your path to lasting wealth. Share this video with those you want to see succeed. Together, we build empires. Remember, wealth is born in clarity, patience, discipline, and purpose. Embody these, and nothing can stop you. Now go and build the life only you can imagine.